Welcome to Between Us Three. Yes, B-U-T. We're business but with banter and no BS. I'm Lauren. I find people for a living, but I also find scare cams hilarious. With me, as always, we have Nathan. He's got a mind for strategy, but his shoulder sounds like a bowl of Cocoa Pops. Hey, Nathan.
That's true. Hey, Lauren. How are you?
And also Chris, who loves a bit of traction but demands satisfaction. Hey, Chris.
I love a good rhyme. Hey, guys.
Good.
Where are we off to? Great to be here. As we usually do, we're going to start off with a check-in, personal, professional, positives. Who's going to go first? Who's the brave one?
Ooh, well, my personal positive at the moment, I just got my golf handicap.
Golf handicap, right.
And I was expecting max handicap. I'm starting off my golfing career at a handicap of 26. So
I have no idea. I've got
I
no
also,
context.
I'm looking for you for am I applauding, commiserating?
Well, it's a lot better than I thought.
Okay.
I'm still very much an amateur, but it's a good start.
So what's Tiger Woods' handicap? What are we talking?
He has the opposite. So beyond zero, it goes the other way, I think.
Negative.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Add shots.
add shots.
Add shots, right.
Would be.
Okay, wow.
Business-wise? That's a good one. What's your business positive?
Oh, business-wise, just still recovering from the trip to San Francisco. So
big one.
My business achievement is getting back on track in a week.
That's impressive.
My inbox, not quite zero, but nearly zero.
Big fan of Inbox Zero.
Huge.
How about you, Mrs. Hogan?
Oh, personal, I would just say getting through another bout of school illness / goes through the family, yay, having a preppy, and surviving, coming out the other side. Professional, just had a full day strategy session with the chamber, actually.
Ooh. Oh, nice.
Where it was from morning till night. It was a big day, and I definitely get the imposter syndrome sometimes, being on a board like chamber board. But I walked away
You're
and
a
gave my
serial
little
board
high
professional.
five. Well, I was I contributed. You know what? I was I was all right. I contributed some stuff. So, yeah, didn't feel like a total numpty getting back in the car at the end of the day.
The imposter syndrome, the
it
inner
can
critic.
permeate. Yep.
Man, what an asshole.
Yeah, I know. Got to have a good talking to her.
So, personal for me,
Yeah.
get this, I've learnt how to weld.
What?
Terribly. I'm not good at all, but
Love it.
I've owned a welder for 10 years, and I actually took the plastic off it 3 or 4 weeks ago.
What are you welding?
Steel.
Okay. I know it'd be trees, whatever.
What are you making?
Out bush.
Core 10 steel edging around gardens.
yeah, nice.
So bit of landscaping, finishing the house off. So
Yep.
really feeling manly and welding
Powerful
and stuff. And
stuff.
I'm shit, but I'm enjoying it. And
Any
professional.
burns?
No,
I'll just go
but I've got
straight to creme
welding
brulee.
spatter all over my watch, so which is probably not a great thing.
You live and learn.
What are you going to do? But professional positive, week before last, we had the EOS event in Melbourne. So we run an EOS, 450 people in the room. It was an exceptional day. So
Fantastic.
it'll happen again next year. Next year is going to be in Sydney. So I'll make sure everybody's aware of that.
You were the man about town. You were the man of the room.
I don't know about that.
Very exciting.
Good
well
fun.
done.
Good
yeah.
fun. All right.
Nice.
All
What are we
right.
up to?
So quick quips. Who's got some quick quips,
Quick quips.
for this
What's
episode?
in the zeitgeist?
can't even
What's
say it,
around
so-
there? I know. I heard about this guy, Brazilian guy who's currently suing his boss because he photocopied his butt at work and the photocopier glass shattered, and he currently has a posterior injury.
Ouch.
And is pursuing his boss for damages.
Yikes.
That was a quick quip I heard about. Don't know how that'd stack up in Australia. I think
Well, I mean, where's
the
the
line?
The line, right?
to have
Is it
glass
expected
fit for
that your photocopier can support your
support your
buttocks?
butt.
But it's almost like having the sticker saying, caution, this coffee is hot.
Oh, so
Like-
true. Was there measures
Caution,
in place?
do
Oh,
not sit
my
on this
goodness.
device.
I tell you.
Who owns responsibility here? It's like I think it was whether it was a real thing in the States where the burglar falls through the roof and cuts themselves and then sues the homeowner. Like, is that just a old wives' tale or a?
Yeah.
But that's just insane. I still remember doing, it was an early director's course when I first started my company years ago, like because I'm old. And it was, you're guilty until proven innocent. And that's director's liability, right? You have to actually show that you've done everything. So there was a story about a steel bending machine that had all these sort of safety guards around it. And a guy removed the safety guards and died.
Oh, wow.
And the action was that the director could have had optical cutouts, could have had tamper-proof bolts.
Wow.
It's just little things like that just make you squeamish.
And I tell you, in this day and age of obviously mental health being very topical, particularly post-COVID, the lines are very blurred as to what gets scooped in and how that's protected and measured, and how employers can mitigate and intervene or not, or what onus there is.
I think it was the Harvard Andrews law breakfast a couple of years ago, and they were doing some COVID cases, some case study, and there was a woman who fell down the stairs while working from home.
Yes.
And the
like,
propensity for being
mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Went for a run on the lunch break and fell over and hurt themselves, and like a little bit frightening.
And there was an employer that I spoke to one time about the fact that he was saying so much of his workforce were working from home, and it changed his risk register within the business because it meant that people were less accustomed to going up and down the stairs at his workplace. Therefore, it was more of a risk that people would trip, and it required a recasting of a whole bunch of stuff. I'm like, oh my God, just empathy for employers, legit. There's so much to be across.
Well, in my former business, had a policy, if you were working from home, we had to have a photo of your workspace and approve from an ergonomics perspective, because there is a liability attached to that. So we had a staff member who loved to work just sitting on their bed with the laptop. Not really conducive to great posture.
Everyone does the fake background these days anyway,
you
so you
can't
can't actually
tell.
see where they are.
That's
so
true.
It is a place of
On a
work.
beach.
Yeah.
Oh, how good would that be? Honestly, this is pre-COVID, when working remotely was unheard of. And I think I may have told you this years ago.
Yep.
I had this vision that we would video turning the power off in the office at lunchtime, packing up the whole organisation, going down the beach, rolling out with some wireless and just providing 100% customer service as an IT services business from the beach. And I was like, I should have done that. And then COVID hit and everyone's doing it anyway.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Not
It's
even
round
cool
with it.
anymore.
Old school, man.
The original innovator.
Love it.
All right. But seriously, time for our topic of the pod.
Episode.
Which is not Nathan's calendar.
Not my calendar.
You know,
no, not my
issues
calendar. I did click it.
Second app.
So,
We've got a bunch of issues.
bunch of issues
that we
on the
can
list
pick
that we can
from.
pick from. I know one of my hot topics at the moment is it kosher or is it acceptable to use AI to communicate with your customers?
Interesting. You know, I was at a function or a meeting recently where one of a large masthead was present, and they were talking about how they're using AI quite a bit with obviously their journalists, and how that's speeding up, you know, the journalists to be doing different work.
Said masthead, talk about this.
Oh, were you also present? Okay.
I don't know if it was the same
Maybe the
event,
same
but
one.
possibly.
Well, I was like, I feel like a bit of an old soul, because if I read an article and at the bottom it says this was AI generated,
Does it say
I'm
that?
like, oh, well, this masthead, yes, I had a disclosure.
Right.
But it was only after reading the article, and you kind of almost feel a bit
So I feel that's
cheated.
or or just kind of like, you know, it was a piece where someone was asserting an opinion, and then it sort of capped off with this has been AI. It wasn't 100%. It was like AI enabled or something.
We were talking just
interesting.
before about people creating AI generated video content of themselves, and how does that feel like you're being disingenuous, and does that make your customers lean in or perhaps lean out and distance themselves from you?
I mean, I'm all for it if they acknowledge it and make
it.
it public that, hey, this is generated. So the use case for me, we were developing a training course online with a lot of content.
Yep.
And I spent a lot of time scripting it. It was going to take me 3 times longer to record it and edit it. And so for delivering course material, I don't think people would be too upset about
Yep.
knowing it's an AI generated video.
checks out.
It's just another way of consuming the same content. It could be they could read it, or they could listen to it with an AI, or they could just listen to it without any video. But when it's passed off as human interaction, and you're trying to fake, or that it is you talking, that's disingenuous, and I think that's the part that's going to get people offside.
This is that authenticity conversation.
And I think at some stage there's going to have to be some regulation of authenticating video
Absolutely.
content.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whether it's real or not, whether it's email, social media, YouTube channel, anything. There needs to be some system that authenticates.
I had this conversation with my wife this morning. There was a video of a dog leading a fox out of a hen house, and it basically sent it on its way. And she's going, "Oh, he's the goodest doggo." And he said, "That's AI." She's gone, "What?" And the only reason she knew it was AI because she read the comments and it said, "This is AI."
Did you see the rabbits jumping on the trampoline?
Yeah. And then there was
That went
possums,
viral
and then
about
there
a
was
month ago. It was
deer.
AI. There was like 6
What a
rabbits, and it was
letdown.
like, oh, they have the time of their lives.
But
And
think
then
ab-
everyone's like, that rabbit has 2 heads at the start of the video, and everyone's like, that's AI, that's AI.
Think
I'm like,
about
oh.
it from the
Had like 1 million views.
that
2 million
authenticity
views.
conversation though, that we're talking about two different. You're talked about 2 different forms of content.
Yeah.
One's a rote delivery of specific content, and someone could learn that content by reading it, but they're going to absorb it better if it's read to them. So the AI is a bot that's performing a function. It's not pretending to be a human being that's pretending to have a relationship with someone, which I think some of that social media content that you want to create is, I want to build rapport with you because I want us to have an ongoing relationship. That's a different engagement. So is it fair to use AI for that? And I think maybe there's some context around that.
And
which makes it a
certainly
bit
things
cooler.
like, I feel like it's, I think that consumers feel cheated that the supermarkets have put in, self-checkout, yet we're not seeing any reduction in this cost saving. And similarly, if you're going to punch out a training program with the assistance of AI, I'd expect that training program to be a less cost than if it wasn't AI enhanced or utilised.
It will be eventually when everybody's on a level playing field. But whilst the market accepts a certain rate, those that are early adopters will be able to get a greater margin, which is why business exists, because we want to
Of course,
keep
and they've
moving
curated
forward.
it on your behalf.
And that's
it's-
where
yeah.
market pressure drops prices over time. Like websites will become like a little bit more easier to generate. There'll be less bespoke content. Like this is we're all in this
rotating.
same cycle, right?
But is AI just like fancy SEO? It's just still vying for eyeballs, It's that attention thing, like this account with the bunnies and the trampoline. They're playing the algorithm, and the next post, if it is a sales post on a product, it's going to get to a ton more people because of the
the
earlier
bunnies.
permeation, because of those eyeballs. So it's like,
A lot of the experts are saying that we've already engaged with influencers that were AI generated and just didn't know it.
Yep.
influencers.
There are people
Yep.
That
doing
are
product
AI.
reviews, showing you the dream life, and you're being jealous of a completely fictional character.
Being duped.
There's music and singers fully AI generated. I was talking with a company the other day who did a proof of concept of a phone system, and the IVR voice was Margot Robbie.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure that helped them win the deal.
For sure.
But how cool is that?
Yeah, she's been out and about.
Have you,
looking
you've
like a
heard of
smoke
Mark
show.
Cuban?
Yes.
So Mark Cuban, I
Don't
think
tell me he's AI.
he's not real. No, he's a legit guy. But he did an article not long ago and talked about AI and how it's an opportunity to lean into face-to-face communications because of people distrusting or mistrusting digital generated content. So emails, videos. So investing in account management, face-to-face meetings, maybe that's somewhere that we can lean into
Cut
in the next sort of
through.
3 to 5.
100%. People are going to crave human connection in the coming
Surely,
years.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
We've
Or do you
also-
think that the cynicism about it being authentic and the, distaste for it being inauthentic is going to get to a crescendo of just acceptance? And it'll just be the way that we are working through. I hope that doesn't happen.
I think in
That's such a
marketing, like,
disconnect.
how we've got an automatic filter when we go to a website and a pop-up comes up, you instantly close it without even thinking. I can
Yeah.
find that X button faster than I can find any word on the page.
I feel you, yeah.
When I'm scanning my inbox, the subject lines, without even actually consciously reading them, I know what's spam and what's not spam. So at the moment, I think our AI detectors are maybe not fine-tuned, the broader, population. Maybe some are more tuned than others, but generally speaking, we're getting fooled by the bunnies on the trampoline. But over time, I think we'll get better at identifying it, and there'll be genuine marketing tactics when you're creating content, video content, to prove that it's not AI. I think we're going to have to do things in our videos.
Does it matter if it's AI?
Well, I think it will.
If it's genuinely interesting content that a human would...
Well, so it depends, right, on the format and where you're posting it. But I'm probably specifically talking about, like I was talking about the channel LinkedIn, where it's usually one-to-one. There's a lot of crap that gets posted on LinkedIn anyway, even from humans, that's just positioning. But yeah, I think if you're trying to talk in a video on a social media channel, that's probably what I'm getting at. Yeah.
You're not Max Headroom. It's not like I'm showing my age there from the 80s, but you know what I'm talking about. I mean, we don't want to keep talking about AI every single podcast as well.
Well, look, it's what's out there now.
I did a post
isn't it?
today about it. It's just,
did you?
You can't not do it.
Yeah.
It permeates everything. But like my eldest graphic designer hates AI because it's an offense to her creativity. His creativity.
Yep.
So my advice is, when some kid comes out of uni and can generate content and iterate content twice as fast as you can, they'll get the work. So unless you lean into the tool set and AI is part of the tool set, you will get left behind, because when everybody's using it, you now can't compete. So anyway, I think it's an ongoing topic, and we'll probably talk about this a lot.
Well, I think at the moment that who owns like Batman? That's not Marvel, is it? That's
DC.
DC, yeah.
So DC, I think it's not. I don't think it's a Chat GPT. Oh, maybe it is OpenAI that they're suing them. There was a few breaches on their Sol E, so ChatGPT's image creator system, producing Batman things or copyrighted images that they weren't able to, and tightening it up, and it's.
Well, somebody I know, I can't reveal who it is. They've sworn me to secrecy.
I want to know.
But they started a band. This is not AI, so I'm deviating a little bit. But they started a band with fictional characters, and so it's all cartoony kind of characters, and have just taken over Spotify and Triple J, and soon to tour America.
What?
From a completely fictional band.
AI generated?
Not
Cartoon?
AI generated.
Okay, so hand-drawn cartoon.
Hand-drawn cartoons.
Okay, there's art in that, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's like the musician versus DJ argument.
But I think questions will be asked, actually, whether it is... and I've seen videos of Timbaland listening to AI-generated remakes of other completely different genres, but in like a hip-hop style. They sound phenomenal.
Yes, there's a guy that does yacht rock remixes, and he goes, what if Soundgarden was yacht rock, and he's done this AI. It's very cool stuff.
Well, did you hear? I mean, it wasn't AI, but there was that guy a few years ago who, drummed up heaps of hype about this amazing restaurant. And it was just flooded.
The Salt guy?
No, that's not Salt Bay.
Speaking
no,
of
he
hype,
was just
anyway.
went on wrote all these fake reviews and really pumped SEO and websites and things about this elite spot, and had a wait list of people, and had absolutely no restaurant, had given an address of some shack somewhere that he didn't own, and intentionally was saying it was that way inclined, and people were like lined up around the block and bought the hype, and it was just fabricated hype.
I noticed this in San Francisco.
Bloody marketers.
Oh no! Did you go to a restaurant that
Well, I went to a
didn't exist?
Mexican suburb, and it was just like empty. And then the one place that we saw, which is the reason we even went to the suburb on TikTok, line out the door, 45-minute wait to get served.
Whoa.
But we ended up going to the place next door that was empty, and it was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just shows you how hype and social media can really ramp up that demand. People are willing to wait.
Particularly B2C, like consumer grade, consumer-based stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
How good would it be as a business to have a wait list?
Oh,
Well,
the dream.
What a concept.
The dream. More
don't
clients
wanna
than
flex,
you need.
guys,
which I
but-
believe was one of my, what was that?
Is
One of
it
my
a goal?
goals. One of
Goals,
my
yeah.
more clients than you can handle.
To have a wait list, to be valued.
More leads, I think it was. More leads.
More leads, yeah. So to be valued so much that people will be happy to wait for you.
Do you know, I'm working with a client at the moment who their business model is very much in demand. They provide auditing services in a capacity to businesses, and businesses are asking legislators and governing bodies for extensions to submit their audit so that they can get this firm to do it for them because of the wait list, because they're so booked up. So they're actually submitting big documentation to get extensions just to get the support from the firm. How good's that? Geelong business.
So, but what are they doing differently?
They are,
Delivering-
auditors, they're huge
it's
on personal
auditing, right?
service.
Great, yeah.
Well, and that's it.
Yeah, how
like a lot of
exciting.
people roll the eyes, but they go above and beyond.
Yeah, which maybe is quite unique in the auditing space.
Very much so.
You know, I've met
Yeah.
a few auditors over the years, and sparking personalities
True, you can't-
are quite scarce.
Yes. By the way, guys, that one before that story was Warner Brothers suing Mid-Journey for AI images of Superman, Batman, and Bugs Bunny without permission.
It's Bugs Bunny.
I know. Bring back a good Bugs
All
cartoon.
right, I think maybe we should move on from
We
the AI
sidebarred,
conversation.
we sidebarred a little bit.
We have
we skirt.
it's a side
That's what
quest,
it's
right?
about,
We've gone
man.
down rabbit holes.
Who wants to pick
Business
another
with
issue?
banter.
Who's got the next issue?
It's funny. There's probably owning your success is an interesting one. I'll put that one up there.
What's the issue?
Well, the issue is, as I move closer to the microphone, because I have a tendency to lean back, owners and business owners in general who have successful businesses but are too ashamed to admit it because of the Australian tall poppy syndrome. Where, you might drive a Mercedes and people will cut you down for being a wanker, as opposed to a friend in the US, mate, if you drive an Audi over in the US, people think you must have worked really hard for that. And I have sort of a subtext or a submission to try and normalise confidence in your ability and confidence in what you've done. Because the inner critic, right, my inner critic's an absolute jerk.
I hear. Hello.
I know, right?
Imposter syndrome.
But we're all there, right?
Yeah.
And I did a post the other day around trying to name your imposter, name your inner critic, because a critic is quite a useful tool if it is employed after the fact to learn from. And the concept there is, can you be a high performer if you don't have an inner critic? If you don't have an inner critic, you're happy with the status quo. So
Everything's good. Everything's fine.
It's fine. Why
I don't know if anyone would have no inner critic. How
I know
interesting.
some
There's some
people that
pretty,
might.
there's some,
Really?
there's some overconfident
deluded
individuals.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's what I mean. Any rational, reasonable person, surely even a tinge of
Well,
some
Ryan Reynolds.
Doubt.
But Ryan Reynolds.
doubt
of all
or
people.
some trepidation or
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, you reckon no?
No. He did an interview, mentioned the fact that he suffers from anxiety, and so does some of his kids. And he says, I think it makes me a better actor. Because I'm always thinking about what people think and what's coming next and how do I make that better, so that anxiety of what's coming
Pushes
next
him.
puts him into a good mindset to continually improve. But this is kind of off the owning your success topic, but it's at the same time, like the fear and almost shame of being successful. If you're a humble human being, like that's what happens. Like if you are overcompensating for other things, then
It's all
that's a different
perspective, though, right?
conversation.
Like some people I know that are very successful are quite flashy, but they're actually very genuine, humble people.
Yeah.
They just enjoy being able to buy these flashy things.
Yeah.
Is that okay, or is he a wanker?
I think one thing that Eb and I talk about all the time, Ebony being my wife, you guys know her, the definition of success for us is to be able to be yourself wherever you are, which isn't a monetary success. It's a personal success that you're not comparing yourself to anybody. And like that's a constant battle. And I think that happens in business. Like we work really hard and we probably become successful because we're not satisfied with the status quo, and we've got the inner critic that criticises ourselves. So we swing between like self-deprecation and then push ourselves into overconfidence because we think we need to be that business owner that's in front of everyone. Where if we sat in the middle there with just being confident in our abilities and humble at the same time, like humbly confident, it's one of our EOS core values. Like that's just a nice sweet spot to be in, but it's such a battle. And I don't know anyone who's comfortable in that space. And again, I've got peer groups of friends that support each other from a mental health perspective, and every single one of them, high performers, struggling with the inner critic, struggle with mental health. Like it's just a challenge all the time. So
I think you should be able to flex and do whatever your success does for you that you enjoy and that you can reward yourself. As long as two things can still be true, you can have a laugh at yourself and not take yourself too seriously, and you're just not a dick to others.
don't be a dick.
And so
That's
it's
like
just the
ultimate.
whole
Yes.
don't project that or be elitist or look down or make anyone else feel bad about, being in any which way different, whether
Yeah.
so if those two things can be true, then I don't care what you bring to the table or how much bling you got on or whatever.
Do you think it helps business owners though if they have an image of success and they show their success, and that helps them sort of self-promote in a way? Like, I know
Yes,
there's
is
a
a short answer.
famous
Yes.
fitness YouTuber in Australia. His name's Cunnies. It's a weird. That's his name.
Okay.
And he blew up, he said, when he bought a Lambo. So before he bought a Lambo, absolutely no presents, bought a Lambo, blew up massively because everybody saw his success.
Interesting.
And he credits it all to his Lambo.
All right.
When he got to the position where he could buy a Lambo in the first place. But
Interesting.
he's now global, like big global
Do you know,
YouTuber.
I have a mate who's in a similar B2B space as I am, and he drives a very, very nice car and was arriving to a business to effectively pitch for their business. And the first sort of thing, he actually caught one of the directors sort of going into the building, and he sort of scoffed and said, "Mate, it's a nice car you're driving there. You sure you need our business at the end of the day?"
Yeah, right.
And said maybe I should rethink things and help out a little guy. And it kind of was this weird, where do you go
He's doing charity work, is
from
he?
there?
That's weird.
It was a weird, I hadn't really thought of how that might come across, or how perhaps in that pitch, if in that pitch he's discussing his fee structure, how that might get additional critique if they think he's coming from a position of privilege.
Oh, I'm sure there was an optimal way to fire back at that. And probably,
What would you have said?
Probably would have
Come
thought
on.
about it 2 hours later.
Yeah, the drive home being like, damn, I should have said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought, well, I never thought that him choosing that vehicle for that presentation would have potentially gone against him. I actually don't even know if he ended up getting the gig. I'll find out.
Well, you want to hope that projecting some level of success gives people confidence in your services. So if you turn up in a 1982 Toyota Corolla,
Hey,
that's going to have the
sure,
same impact,
sure,
right?
Unless it's
sure.
immaculate.
Unless it's a fully renovated,
Restored.
Yeah.
lowered, fully sick.
Well, I mean, even nowadays, real estate agents are asked by employers to drive nice vehicles.
Yeah, it's always
For
been the way,
their
hasn't
opens,
it? Yeah.
for all of that it matters. But then
Particularly-
again, there are people who maybe aren't as successful who are driving the most zooped up everything, and could they be looked at as careless or frivolous or
anyone can sign a
maxed
lease,
out to
right?
their eyeballs?
Anybody can sign a lease.
and
Anybody
dangerous
can-
to do business with
And that's, I think,
and overcapitalized.
showing you're successful, and this is a part of that owning your success conversation. But I was always used to have the car analogy that I don't want to. I never wanted my business to be a Rolls Royce, but I certainly didn't want it to be a Ford Falcon. So I wanted it to be something European, something in the middle that some people would strive for, but it was reliable and it was just a nice thing to be with. And I think you have to project that image in what you drive and who you are. If you overstretch from a B2B perspective, maybe B2C is different, right? If you buy a Lambo, then people personally want to aspire to, I also want to, so if he's driving a Lambo, maybe if I do his workout eventually, insane thinking, obviously.
Yeah.
But if I turn up to a client to consult with them and I'm driving a Rolls Royce, I want to be providing some serious value. Otherwise, that forms part of the value proposition, right? And like he's overcharging.
So the flashier the car, the higher the expectation.
Should be.
Interesting. I remember, I think it was only last month, I think it was in a current affair or something that I happened to catch, where a real estate agent, I think in Melbourne, was hiring really top tier cars for the photo shoots and for the videos.
I think I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, and he was saying how much it's assisted with eyeballs and people who, and he'll have them at the opens as well, like have the car doors up, and it's meant that people are coming
Is
and
it just
checking
me
it
though
out.
that I would just go, nah.
Well, that's it. It's going to turn some people off, and so
chance.
this you
working
know,
for him,
owning
though.
your
It
success.
was working for him, so-
it was.
Yeah.
But that true. How many buyers did it turn off?
But this is
that's another
comes back
thing.
to our AI authenticity conversation, right? Is that authentically you, or are you putting on a persona or a facade that you think
Well,
people
guy
will
was.
I'd be
This guy
pretty pissed
definitely-
if I watched the video and he had an AI car and I got there and it wasn't there.
But authenticity, right? Turning up as you are.
yeah.
If it's a human service, you should probably be who you are.
So basically, you can be authentic with a little bit of cream on top, but not too much, or it tips over into sickening.
Don't be a dick.
That's the perfect solve. So do we have time for one more issue?
Look, let's unpack something that, you know, it's never not topical, especially if you're in Geelong. You could almost be a professional luncher if you wanted to. But I'm wondering, I'm wondering, should business leaders love networking? Thoughts,
Should
comments?
they love it or should they do it?
Should they? Well, I think love is due. So you get one, you get the other. So, I mean, yeah, I think should business leaders love/do networking?
Part of me wants to dry reach
Okay.
because networking.
Feeling a little spitty in the mouth there.
Because networking is like, it's gross.
Can be a
It's
bit
gross.
fake, right?
Sometimes.
Did everyone that shook Chris's hand in the last function just hear what he really thought?
But networking for networking's sake, right? If you're going out to
Okay.
network, it feels, this is our authenticity conversation again, right? It
Okay,
feels
okay.
disingenuous.
Oh, okay.
Like, how many times at an event, you know, maybe it's a Chamber of Commerce event, has somebody come up to you and handed you a business card within like 5 seconds?
yeah.
And they have a goal
Okay.
to meet 15
Performative
people
networking.
tonight.
Yeah.
It just
That doesn't work.
takes
Yeah.
it somewhere it shouldn't be.
So that comes back to the enjoy. Actually makes me realise it's only good and you should only do it if you enjoy it.
Interesting, because there's the middle of winter, there's nary an evening that it's particularly enjoyable to, you know,
Nary.
to paste on a face for a gal and get out and about in, you know, really subtropic temperatures. That's not particularly what something would be, enjoyable or.
So I was telling a story to somebody about our little posse at the Geelong Chamber, which included you, Lauren.
Okay.
In the early days when I started Pixel.
Yeah.
And when I started networking, I was terrified because I'm a natural introvert. Very terrified of networking, hated introducing myself and breaking into a conversation. And the posse that we developed over time made it enjoyable.
It's a comfort.
And, you know, you would have a familiar face to go to. There was a comfort when you walked into the room. But then you could bring in other people. Other people could be dragged into your posse and you would explain, you know, this is such and such. And it actually became fun. But I think, you know, post-COVID, everyone maybe reevaluated their time and priorities in life. And we fell out of love with networking with strangers.
Do you think?
I
Okay,
think
networking
so.
with strangers.
And
You're
I think it's a
right.
bit like, I think it's like the gym because I've just recently made a conscious decision to increase my networking again. And it's like going to the gym. The first couple of times are tough, but then once you get going into the rhythm, it becomes enjoyable. And last night, walking to the chamber, I was like, initial impression, I don't know anybody here. When I left, I couldn't get out because I was shaking so many hands. And
nice.
so, yeah, I think it's a skill and a habit.
Because post-COVID, I thought so many of us left that period going, I'm never turning down an invitation again. Get me out, get me amongst it, craving back,
Human
getting back
connection,
out
yeah.
there and getting, feeling that variety or having those, interactions. But yeah, I don't know, loving, going, doing the networking. Should business leaders, I think that's also critical. I think that it's
for what
pretty,
intent? Why?
I think that it comes with the territory. I think that there's so many that I know who do still really hate it, and they know that for their business that they need the face to the name, or they need to perhaps, feel like they're amongst the current conversation, or that it's topical, or that they'll be in a picture that's then on some social media and it might help permeate the brand.
They're
and
fluffy things though, aren't they? They're not
They
really
are,
measurable.
they are,
They're not tangible.
yeah.
Do we really need to do that?
Well, I think that visibility is everything. So I do agree that there's, it's someone who you might have seen, or you might feel more inclined to have that conversation about business if it is maybe a little less formal, or someone who's not been taking your call. Maybe you can
what do you
sidle up
think-
to them at the bar or something. Or,
What do you think about the concept? I mean, yes, networking, I think it's an inevitable thing that you have to lean into at some point, because if you don't, then it's, networking is more akin to spearfishing than it is line fishing, right? You're going out and you're having a direct conversation with someone and hopefully can impart some of your own wisdom that they find interesting, and you build rapport. You're never going to sell at a networking event, but there's a tendency, and there has been in Geelong particularly, that there's always a lunch, there's always a breakfast event, there's always an after 5 event. You can spread yourself across 15 events in a month.
Yeah.
To what effect? The advice that I was given and I lean into is to pick 2 or 3 and go deep. And when I say go deep, just turn up. There's always someone you know, and if not, someone will introduce themselves, because that's what people do at these things. And I will always, if I've got a client there, I'll try and say hello. If I'm speaking to somebody, I'll try and introduce them to somebody. And if I've walked away and I've said hi to the people that I know and I've introduced a couple of people, that's my tip
That's
for
very
networking.
purposeful. That's more productive than I can say a lot of my networking ambitions are.
My networking used to be have a few drinks, relax, because I hated it.
Yeah.
And, I used to say in the first 5 years of business, I sacrificed my liver for the business. And it did, because to our don't be a dick conversation before, people will buy from you if they like you and then know that you know what you know. Like that's the thing. So networking, you got to be likable, but then how do you find a way to eventually fill people in on what you know and that you actually know it?
I know someone who attends. Are we saying that things like business lunches or lunch and learns or functions where there's a speaker, is that a networking event?
Well, it's crossing into PD a bit, isn't it?
Is it? So even like the Future Geelong lunch recently, like was that a networking event?
If there's other people there, I'll deem it a networking event.
Okay,
So
wow.
If I go
So
to a
you're
board
going to the
meet- if I go to
bathroom and it's a networking event, like a public bathroom.
Sure, we're on the same bit.
But the point being that this
Nathan's
guy,
real uncomfortable now.
this guy was uncomfortable with networking, wasn't feeling like he was going there for a lot of social interaction, but was comforted by the fact that it was a seated luncheon. So for starters, the networking was sort of facilitated because he had a table of people who couldn't believably escape.
Or get up and walk away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But also, and more pertinently, given the topic of the lunch, he was focusing and working himself up to ask a question. So he was wanting to ask a question from the panel that was specifically linked to his business, because in a room of 450 odd people, he was maybe going to be seen as knowledgeable or authoritative or
Forced.
Or forced. Well, I mean,
don't know.
I wasn't in
Just
the
for the sake
audience
of
as
it?
to whether it was delivered with a quiver. It might have done his business damage,
Yeah.
who knows? But
Hi, my name's
name's
Lauren.
But that was his aim.
As long as
you
it
know?
wasn't a question that's not really a question. I hate those.
Oh,
yes,
yeah. But when you, I guess, sort of say your
Let me
name,
tell
where
you
you're
how
from,
smart I am.
Yeah. But I guess people do have different agendas. And I remember, there was some COVID times where freshly post-COVID that people were saying, I'm struggling and I just want to hear that other people are struggling. and I just want some kinship.
Tell me about
And I'm like, I'm
turns
just
from
like,
networking
this is
into
like collective.
therapy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but I
probably.
guess just that connection, and it wasn't to enhance business, despite the fact that maybe that was what was needed. But there was just some comfort almost to kind of go, okay, we're collectively moving through this, or yeah.
I think consistency, like most things, particularly in business, is the secret sauce.
I was going to bring this up from a marketing perspective as well.
Yeah.
You are a walking, talking billboard.
Yeah.
So true.
So what is your messaging? Like, how do you prepare for networking to make sure that when people say, what do you do? What do you deliver? I mean, I fumbled behind, we had a reasonably successful IT services business. And so what do you do? Push buttons, and I heard cats. Like, I heard nerds. Like, that's pretty much what I do. What a terrible message to send people. I don't care about what I do enough to have but then again, we don't live in the world of the unique selling proposition anymore to that point, or the elevator pitch. Nobody's pitching product in an elevator. And if somebody comes up to you and vomits a 15-second soundbite at you, that's not networking either.
I was at a function with a woman once where our photo was going to be taken, and she had a glass of wine, and she said, hang on one second, and she put it down, and she said, I cannot have another photo of me out there with me holding an alcoholic beverage. And she worked for one of the government agencies in Geelong, and it was something that was had been informally mentioned about her personal brand and reputation, and how that reflected.
Was she on the clock while
on
she's
the
networking,
organisation?
maybe?
Well, yes, it
technically
was
you
during
are.
business hours.
Yep.
But I was like, wow, even that perception of being in a photograph holding an alcoholic beverage.
I do that to this day. If there's a photo somewhere and I've got a beer or a wine in my hand, I'll put it behind
You'll
my
put
back.
it
to the
down.
photo.
agree with
I
that.
don't think about it enough, I must say. I mean, I'm not particularly partial. I mean, I'm, as we know, very lightweight when it comes to a couple of
Love a red.
drinks, so
Does love a red. Yeah.
I don't mind a red. But, I mean, I was at a function on Monday night, and they're like, can we get you a glass of Prosecco? I'm like, it's a Monday night. No.
But hell yes.
But no, I definitely said no. But, yeah, I don't think about it enough. I think that the optics on it is very interesting.
I just had a call with someone on the way here and we talked about wine, of all things, but the rule for her was no alcohol between Monday and Thursday and no desserts from Monday to Friday. And so there's these little guardrails created around things that you lean into too much just to make sure that you don't overconsume, which I think we need to do with a lot of things. But networking wise,
I'm getting. Tell me if this sounds conservative, but I don't drink at all at networking events anymore.
Interesting.
you've changed, man.
As a conscious decision?
Conscious
or?
decision. I just don't think it helps. I used to think it might, relax you.
Yep.
I actually think it makes my conversations worse. So
Loose lips sink ships?
I think you might think you're more confident and relaxed, but
I'm always driving, so it's
Interesting.
one.
Yeah, same.
One and done, always in the left hand, so I'm ready to shake somebody's hand without a wet
Again,
hand.
that's something that I don't.
I build processes, that's what I
Right,
do.
okay, you're very,
Everything's a
okay.
system.
Thought. I
when you're
like
nervous,
it.
though, sometimes if you're not comfortable in your situation, you're fumbling. You want something in your hand, so you look like you're doing something.
Yep.
Or it's better than pulling out the phone and browsing through your phone at a networking event.
Which is the absolute F off. I don't want to talk to anyone.
But sometimes you'll do it out of fear of I'm just standing here looking like a muppet. So,
Which Muppet?
but I've got comfortable with that. I don't feel that anymore. So I don't.
But that's
I know,
self-confidence
yeah.
in some ways,
I
right?
guess, yeah.
And you're leaning into your success and you're being authentic. This is like everything can get tied together in this. Turning up to an event where you are insecure because maybe you're new in business. This room is full of people. I have an imposter syndrome. That's going to make you a terrible networker. But after a while, I use court vision, like a basketball analogy, all the time. When you first start playing basketball and you're dribbling the ball, that's the only thing you can focus on because you don't have that muscle memory developed. You cannot see the person next to you who's about to steal it. But by the time you've been playing it for 10 years, you can see the guy who's 6 people behind you at the corner and you can flick him a pass from behind your head because you've built muscle memory. And repetition is the only way to get through these things. And building systems to give yourself confidence. Have a posse.
Have a posse.
But don't hang out with your posse all the time.
No, use the posse to
Use
drag
the
in
posse to
people.
introduce
Yeah,
other
absolutely.
people because building trust, let me introduce you to my network. What a great way to build trust with people.
couple of my early business days, Liz Grant and Les Watson were like the ultimate guides in not getting trapped with somebody and just saying, "Oh, have you met Chris? Have you met Lauren?" Push, leave straight away. And I thought that's going to look incredibly rude. If you do it, nobody cares. They're happy to meet the next person, move on.
But Liz particularly, like, I don't know Les very well, but Liz is one of the go-givers. Like she will just give and introduce and like, so that's the kind of people that you gravitate to at these events anyway, because they are constantly adding value to people around them. They're not trying to take value from people.
Being the connector.
I think
That's
that's the
the
key
ultimate
to networking.
aura farming.
Yeah.
It's very giving to do that and to be in a room where you're facilitating the connections. Like I used to, for the Chamber, they for a while did the new member welcome ambassador people, where if you had little badges
Don't
on,
do
was
that
like,
anymore.
no, they don't. But I was that for
was
a
cool.
time where I was like, I see you've got a green dot or whatever, and it's your first
High five.
function. But I'm also mindful as
Bring
well.
that back. Bring that back.
I
That's
think that
awesome.
is a good thing, yeah.
I'll send some feedback.
I think that the idea was that people would hopefully do that organically or try and break out of and make connections.
Yeah.
But I do think that when there's a reason, it helps with those conversations.
I joined
But
the chamber back in the days when you turned up 15 minutes early and they gave you the plaque.
I have a certificate,
Yes.
yes, for being a member. I know, we should bring that back. But I'm more
Probably not,
like,
but
I'm
yep.
conscious as well. There are so many people who will push themselves to do some networking and they're very much masking, and it's an exhausting process and that they will go home and collapse or they'll need, a whole day to
Social
recover.
battery depleted.
Yeah. So, I mean, I wish there was more that could be done to support the fact that, I feel like networking does answer so much about business and connection and, success or, leadership or visibility. And, I think it serves a massive purpose.
Turning up consistently, being a consistent version of yourself, not being a dick. And after a while, when the opportunity arises, what do they say? Like when somebody says no to you, it's like not now or it's next opportunity, depending on your perspective, right? So as long as you're in the space, you're doing good work, you're not being a dick and you're turning up consistently, eventually maybe someone will go, you know what? Maybe I'll give Lauren a crack. I've seen her at the last sort of 6 events and she seems like a really nice person. Is that networking? You're probably not going to close a deal from a Chamber of Commerce event.
Don't know.
Long term,
I don't know.
Long term.
Many
Long term.
yeah.
Not just turning up
Sure.
once though, right?
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I mean, the amount that even, I do a bit very uniquely from a lot of people's perception, but even digital marketing wise. So even if it is my mug out there on some socials feeds or that
Literal
someone
mug
might
or mug
actually, my face mug, but the fact that people might connect that and feel like it's not as spammy or that they might take the time to read that or digest that content because they've
not an AI
seen me
version
out
of you?
there. Yeah.
No.
So a weird little side effect if you are doing lots of social media content, getting your face out there, when you go to these
Yes.
networking events, people think they know you.
That's true.
They don't, but they know.
I had
know
someone
you.
ask
And
how
then it sets you in
Charlie
a
was
really
the other day. I
awkward
was like, oh, yeah, you follow me on socials. I don't know. You know,
And then when people come up to you and say, hey, we've met, and you go, no, we haven't. What are you doing?
that proximity, yeah. They feel
Have
like
we?
they know you.
I'm so sorry. How do you respond to that one? What was your response, Nate?
We were just discussing this earlier. So,
Oh, what did they say? How did they?
well, I mean, my
Were they
memory,
just like, "Nah,
my
it's
memory
really
is sometimes
familiar."
like a sieve. So, and I really,
You're like, hey, you.
I really respect people that remember names. Like,
Okay.
it's such a, when you go get your coffee and they say, "Hey, Nathan,"
Yeah.
another like you feel good
Sweet
inside.
sound to somebody's
Oh.
ears.
Yeah,
their own name. Yeah.
And so, there's been a couple of incidents where someone has come up to me and they've said, "Oh, yes, we've met before," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm pretty sure we haven't," but they've thought they had, and there's some sort of familiarity there.
Okay.
So I've come up with this idea of how to respond in the most polite,
Okay.
but like doesn't get you trapped
Okay.
way.
This is gold.
Okay,
so-
okay. So, Nath, oh my God, Nath, we've totally met before. Like,
I'm sure we've met before.
yeah.
And if the person says, "No, I don't think we have," I say, "Oh, well, if we haven't, we should have."
Oh, that's smooth.
That's smooth, right?
That's smooth.
So I'm sure we've met before, rather than saying,
Oh, that's good.
I don't know if we have.
Yeah, see, as a people person and a professional busybody, I have a terrible time remembering
Professional
names.
busybody.
It's tough.
I
It is
really
tough.
suck
Do you have a
remembering
system?
names. I don't. And I've heard the whole connect it to a facial feature or try
Can't do it.
an alliteration, like if
tried
it's
desperately.
Fiona and she's wearing, I don't know, fabric.
Rexona.
Fiona Rexona. That's not bad. I was like, fabric. This is why I don't remember. But the thing is, I don't even clock what they say. It wouldn't matter if they said my name was Ping Pong. My face would still be the same. Like I don't even hear them. It just evaporates. I don't know why.
So you've got to
Maybe
make that conscious
memory
effort
full.
to-
Maybe it's like memory full. Maybe
So
my
I think
brain's like, I got no more room.
If you reintroduce somebody to the next person, I've just
yeah.
met Matt, meet John. That locks it in your brain as well. Because
I should do that more often. Whereas I'd put the onus totally on you. And I'd say, oh, have you Nathan? And I'd push you forward and you'd be like, hi, I'm Nathan. And they would have to introduce themselves
Ebony
again.
and I have a pact.
Okay.
I don't think she holds up the pact anyway. And I want to have this with you guys too.
Okay.
If we're ever standing in a group at an event
Okay.
and somebody comes up that I say, hey, how you going? And I don't introduce you,
yeah,
the
jump
cue
in.
is for you to introduce yourself.
Okay.
Because I've forgotten their
Because
goddamn
that's the
name.
thing. It's you mental blanking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
Hey,
you've got
hey, how you
nothing.
going?
You don't want Chris winking, twitching.
Yeah,
going,
yeah.
Come on, guys.
So
Stamping,
set the
going,
ground rules,
yeah,
right? The system is
okay.
if I don't introduce you straight away,
Done.
I've forgotten their name, please. So now if anybody sees me at an event, and I
Deals.
don't.
Okay, got you. So if I'm not introduced.
Say my name. Say my name.
I know.
Awesome.
Good chats.
Awesome.
All right, lads.
Well, let's wrap it up, shall we?
Let's butt out of here. Where can they find you, Nathan?
Pixel.com.au is my agency, and you can find us on social media with the handle Pixeled Digital.
Nice. Is that
ELD?
PIXELD? And Chris, where can we find you?
Chris B. Davies on LinkedIn or
Still love that.
twobridges.au, number two bridges.
Bridges.
And I've just uploaded my library. Like I've got 180 odd books that I've read over the last 20
Whoa,
years.
you are gold.
Reference, so-
180 books?
And I've still got a couple of boxes in the shed I need to
Rank
catalog.
them.
Wow.
All
That's
right,
the next podcast.
Challenge accepted.
At least Chris's top 3 or 5. I want to hear that for
yeah.
sure. Find me over at fruitionrecruitment.com.au or Lauren_loves_fruition. No, from fruition, not loves fruition.
You do
Fruition.
love
Most
fruition.
socials I
but
love fruition or
Lauren from.
Insta or at many a networking function as discussed. All right, guys, over and out.
Guys,
Thanks, team.
See ya.
cheers.
Bye.